Hey Yu-Gi-Oh players, it's Chris Mack coming to you with a new deck profile. This is from the newest deck out of Cosmo Blazer. It's called Brotherhood of the Fire Fist. With no further ado, let's get into the profile. Alright, the deck runs 3 bears. 3 bears is essential. This guy allows you to pop monsters by sending one of their fire formation spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard. Sorry about, shaky camera. Not very steady with my hands. I see all the YouTube jokes on that one. Then we use 3 gorillas. Gorilla is the breaker of the set. By sending one of their fire formation cards you control to the graveyard, you get to go ahead and pop a back row. Also, I forgot, the bear has the effect of when it does battle damage, you are allowed to go on ahead and send... You're allowed to go on ahead and set one fire formation spell or trap card from your deck. Gorilla does the same thing, but he has to destroy a monster. So I'm guessing that's why Bear is the ultra rare out of the set. Next one, Dragon. Dragon allows you, when you activate a fire formation spell or trap card outside of damage step, you're allowed to go on ahead and set one fire formation trap card from your deck to your spell and trap card zone. So he's pretty good opening hand. Next couple of cards are just a few texts that I like to go on ahead and use myself. These are from other builds that I've seen, so I'm not taking any credit for them. Beast King Barros, he's a beast warrior, so he gains the added benefit of all of the fire formation spell and trap cards. Not only that, he's a 1900 when normal summoned, and if he's brought back or his effect is negated from anything, he becomes a 3000 beater. So the deck is lacking on a lot of high beat stick monsters. You gotta wait for you get the fire formation stuff to pump them up. So it's pretty good to go ahead and have a couple of big beat sticks in there. Rescue Rabbit. Self-explanatory, he grabs me to normal monsters of the same name, same level. And I'll get to the reason why those are in there now. A lot of people go ahead and run different normal monsters. For right now, this is what's in my main board. 3 Gene Warp Werewolves. I'm sorry, he's 2000 attack. Game 1, I have to make sure I can end it real fast before I go into trying controlling. Controlling takes too long in this game, especially if you can't draw what you need to control. You auto lose. So just, this guy has 2000 attack. Your opponent has to bottomless or has to warning this guy when he comes out, even if you just normal summon him, because that's 2000. That's a fourth of their life points gone from a direct attack. So he's pretty good in that sense. I wouldn't want to be let a Gene Warp Werewolf walk on me turn 1, especially if I have a bottomless face down or a warning, depending on what my hand was. 3 Ninkin Dog. Like I said, this is another tech. Allows me to go into the new hotness Lightning Chidori because he is a wind beast warrior type monster. And he looks like a ninja. So come on now, Naruto guys. Yu-Gi-Oh is now using Naruto stuff. Ninkin Dog, Lightning Chidori. Oh, okay, cool. On to the magics and traps now. Tenki. This is the reinforcements of the army for beast warriors. I can go ahead and search and add out a level 4 beast warrior type monster, or a level 4 or lower. And all beast warrior type monsters I control gain 100 attack. So this is good. This is great to open up with just one of, turn 1. Or you have dragons and you open up with this. It's like, oh, okay, I get +2. But essentially just really breaks even. 2 Fire Formation Tensu. This allows me to gain an extra normal summon off of when this card is once per turn on the field. And it gives all beast warriors I control an additional 100 attack. So you see where this starts adding up now. In turn, having a Tenki and a Tensu out in the field goes ahead and makes Bear and Gorilla 1800 attack. So they get pretty wreckable at this point. On to the staples now. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Pot of Avarice. I mean, hey, sometimes you just need that pot. 1 Heavy Storm, and 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. I know everybody's thinking, oh, why 2 MST and 1 Heavy? I'm sorry, with all of the sending to the graveyard I can do with the Brotherhood effects, it's more beneficial to have Heavy just in case I have those bears and those dragons, because dragon also allows me to special summon 1 Brotherhood. Here's another one, Tensin. Tensin is their OP card. When this card is activated, I target 1 Beast Warrior monster on my side of the field, give it plus 700 attack. The attack remains there until the end of the turn, even if this card is sent away. So it's like, oh, okay, my opponent does blind MST or blind Heavy Storm. It doesn't leave me vulnerable. I give one of my monsters an extra 700 attack, and depending on what my opponent has, he may just plan on skipping his battle phase. This card I seen in a deck profile that won a regionals here recently. That's the whole reason why I'm using Barbaros, and this is Tenkin. Tenkin is a combination of all the forbidden cards, Forbidden Dress, Forbidden Lance, and Forbidden Chalice. It negates my effect, and I'm completely unaffected by any other cards, but it can only be activated during main phase 1. And that's main phase 1 of anybody else's turn. I used to think this card sucked, but then I thought about its applications with Diamond Direwolf, with, you know, a whole bunch of other cards out there. People generally have to activate this stuff main phase 1 if they want to go into swinging into you. So this card is good. It's good at 2. I don't see it at 3, you know, unless there's just a whole bunch of stuff, you know, that comes out next set that's just brawlic. Of course, Horn of the Phantom Beast. Running 2 of these because, of course, it's Horn of the Phantom Beast. I get to go ahead and plus, what is that, by 800 attack and draw a card if I destroy a monster. So that turns into pluses all day. And the good thing about this is it also uses beast types and beast warrior types. I had somebody Valor my Rescue Rabbit and then tried to crash into it with their Sangan, and I flipped up this and I was like, no. Rescue Rabbit went up by 800, putting it at 12. And I was able, putting it at 11. So they got their Sangan search off, but I also drew a card. And next turn, I went ahead and did my whole funny bunny thing. All right, now on to the staple traps that I'm running. 1 Starlight Road. I feel as though it is mandatory. Thinking about putting in a second one, but for 1 right now 1 is mandatory. 1 Torrential Tribute. You know, you don't want to because I plan on swarming the field, and I would hate to destroy all my monsters just because they summoned up something big. 2 Mirror Forces. Just like all the pros say, 2 Mirror Forces punishes a bad player. Okay, you've gotten rid of 1 Mirror Force, you blind MST 1 Mirror Force or something like that, and then you go swarm your field and you go in for an attack and get hit by the second. So I feel as though, yes, that's very powerful. If they up it to 3, I'm sorry, but I'm probably only going to still do 2. I feel as though 3 would be too much. And then 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. I got to be able to hit the summons, especially of big monsters like Thunder King, other stuff like that. Stuff that can get away, you know, get in the way of me proceeding on with my plans and ideas. All right, now for the extra deck. 2 Brotherhood, the Fire Fist Tiger Kings. This card, when he's XYZ summoned, he allows you to set 1 fire formation, magic, or trap in your back row. So on summon, he's pretty good. And then he also has another effect where you can detach 1 of his XYZ materials and negate the effects of all face-up monsters other than Beast Warrior types. And that's until the end of the turn. It's not until the end of my opponent's next turn. So I can only activate this on my turn, though. That's the part that sucks. I can't. It's not, you know, he ain't a spell speed 2. So, but, you know, I activate this on my turn. I don't have to worry about, his Trag, his Gores, and stuff like that, because it drops Trag. Main phase 2, I'm going to detach, and his Trag will be 0, can't take nothing, can't alter levels, stuff like that. But for like other monsters and stuff, I don't have to deal with any face-up recruiters. I don't have to deal with any, just anything stupid. Like if I can go into him and there's a legendary 6 Samurai Shien on the field, he's going to outright win. This guy can outright just win, because I'm going to negate his effect, and I'm going to play all my magics. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plus. And he also has the effect of where he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I contribute 3 fire formation magic and trap cards on my side of the field. Special summon 2 Brotherhood Beast Warriors from my deck. So he's pretty good. He's well rounded. 1 Steel Swarm Roach. 1 Lightning Chidori. For those who didn't pay attention, Ninkin Dog is a Wind Beast Warrior monster, so I am using 1 Lightning Chidori. He is just great. My opponent summons a monster, sets 1 back row, says go while I have Rabbit opening. I go into Lightning Chidori and they sit there and they cry because I've done it before. And it's just also great when your opponent just has no other moves and they have like 1, maybe 2 cards in hand. You attack with him directly and they go Trag. Like, okay, I don't have to go ahead and deal with anything else. Let me detach 1, put the Trag back on top of the deck. I wonder what they're going to draw next turn. A monster that they cannot summon and that they have to wait to take damage with again. So, essentially, I can do this like 2 times. Other than except in Heraldics, who can just put materials back on that guy. 1 Maestroke. A little iffy on this because of Black Ship of Corn is out. A lot of other decks like Hunders, the Brotherhood matchup, they're just going to go into Corn and send her away. But I just primarily use her for her defense and, the effect I can Book of Moon my opponent's monster. 1 Abyss Dweller. I'm sorry, with the Mermails and Dark World still being out, I feel as though Abyss Dweller is still a good card. I don't know what you guys have, going on at your stuff, but Abyss Dweller is a good card. 1 Gaga Cowboy. Staple. He can alter attacks when in attack position, or he can help burn for game. And I have burnt somebody for game before at a tournament. They were very salty. 1 Photon Pauper Operative. I'm sorry, the most brokenest rare Exceed monster ever in the world. Oh, I know my opponent has Morphing Jar. Oh, okay, I'll set everything I have going to this guy and then flip that Morphing Jar up. I have a brand new hand and I can attack a 100 attack Morphing Jar. 1 Thunderspark Dragon, because he's Thunderspark. Why not? Why not? This deck can only make 4s anyway. 1 Shark Drake. Everybody is back and forth on this card. I love it. It's 28 attack like Goyo. Brings the monster back for me to punch at 1,000 less attack. So, I mean, this is like Goyo Guardian's pet fish. They got mad he hit the ban list. 1 Shockmaster. Staple pretty much in any deck that know they can get at least 3/4s out in the field. And 1 Stardust Dragon. I do have a Black Ship of Corn. My friend was using it at my tournament I held over the weekend, and he just forgot to give it back. He had ended up leaving out, and I was just doing stuff. But that is the deck profile for Beast Kings. If you guys have any suggestions on what number 14 and 15 should be in my extra deck. Because, like I said, I do have a Black Ship of Corn. I'm not a scrub player. Just a friend is using it right now. Just leave your comments, rate, subscribe, for more videos. I'll have the other builds for Fire Fist up. I'll have Hazy Flame up. I'll also have Heraldic Beast and other decks, from the new set, and a couple of other top tier decks like Mermail, Spellbooks, Prophecies, stuff like that. Until then, this is Chris Mack, out.